Is Joe Biden corrupt, and are the media covering for him? Let's take a look. Yesterday, it was revealed by the New York Post that Joe Biden, his son, Hunter, had a laptop. This laptop was dropped off at some computer repair shop. Now, this repair shop apparently tried to contact the person that dropped it off, and they didn't hear anything back. So they took this after a certain period of time, and they claimed it as their own. After claiming it as their own, they looked into the laptop, and what the shop owner found surprised him. What he found out was that there were photos and emails that were on this laptop that made him believe that they belonged to Hunter Biden. Apparently, there was something on the laptop that ID'd it as far as like the Beau Biden Foundation or something like that. I'm not very familiar with that organization. Anyway, so the New York Post obtained these emails through who is often demonized as Rudy Giuliani and Steve Bannon, who's now Steve Bannon's being investigated because he's a dirty dude. You know how it goes. Anyway, so the New York Post got these emails and they posted this story yesterday. So, smoking gun email reveals how Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to VP dad. Yeah, so essentially, Hunter Biden introduced his father, then Vice President Joe Biden, to a top executive at a Ukrainian energy firm less than a year before the elder Biden pressured government officials in Ukraine into firing a prosecutor who was investigating the company, according to emails obtained by the Post. Interestingly, I saw this morning on Twitter that there was that never happened. And yet there's video showing. You can go find that video very easily of Joe Biden, bragging that, hey, we were in Ukraine. I told him, you got 6 hours to fire that prosecutor or you ain't getting that $1 billion. And SOB, they fired that prosecutor who was investigating Burisma, of which Hunter Biden was on the board at the time. I think he's not on the board anymore because, it's dirty. All right. So the never before revealed meeting is mentioned in a message of appreciation that Vadim Pozarsky, I'm probably destroying that name, and advisors to the board of Burisma allegedly sent Hunter Biden on April 17, 2015, about a year after Hunter joined the Burisma board at a reported salary of up to $50,000 a month. I would love to get $50,000 a month. That would be awesome for not knowing anything, just for having daddy. Oh, that would be good. I introduce you to dad. Dad, fires prosecutors that are on your tail. It's a beautiful arrangement. Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to DC and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spent some time together. It's really an honor and pleasure, the email reads. An earlier email from May 2014 also shows Pozarsky reporting Burisma's number 3 exec asking Hunter for advice on how you could use your influence on the company's behalf. Yes, folks, this is called influence peddling, often called pay to play. This is what your presidential nominee, your friend Joe Biden, has been doing. I suspect he's been doing this for decades in one form or another. Probably starting off with local contractors. I don't know. I'm not saying this is true. I'm just guessing, because how do you become rich when you work for the government? Believe me, I've worked for the government in the past. It's not a rich path. All right. So another big thing that's happening here is big tech. So this happened yesterday, October 14, 2020. And one of the big things that happened was that the story seemed to get suppressed almost immediately. This dropped in the morning, and I think by mid-morning, you can no longer post this. It became difficult. You couldn't retweet it. There seemed to be suppression happening. There was a fact checker on Facebook or there was the tech guy, the security guy saying, "Oh, we need to fact check this, and so until we do, we're gonna kind of tamp it down. We need to tamp this down. People don't need to know about this. This is not that important. He only wants to be the president." So this is written by the same author the same journalist, Miranda Devine, and it's an opinion piece. So big tech is in the tank for Biden. Democrats, Devine. In case there was any doubt that Facebook and Twitter are corruptly partisan, the social media giants censored the Post story Wednesday on Hunter Biden's emails, suggesting he took cash for access to his father, Joe Biden. The bombshell exclusive was trending all Wednesday morning on social media platforms until big tech stepped in to run protection for Democratic presidential candidate. Yeah, I mean, I saw this stuff happen. I was like, wow, this was huge. Like, they were actually suppressing the story. This is where the social media is not the open platform that they're supposed to be. They're editorializing, folks. This is making decisions. This is saying, no, don't look here. Don't look. Anyway, the bombshell exclusive was trending all Wednesday morning on social media platforms until big tech stepped in to run protection for the Democratic presidential candidate. Facebook announced it would censor the story by reducing its distribution on our platform. Twitter also intervened to protect Biden from the scandal yesterday by blocking the Post Twitter account. New York Post claiming the story violates its rules against distribution of hacked material. Yeah, you know, that distribution of hacked material, like, all those Hillary Clinton emails, all those, Julian Assange things that no, you're not supposed to know about that stuff. Yeah. All the stuff with the phony Russian stuff that the Trump peeing on people and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, they don't want to suppress that stuff because that's the guy they don't like. This isn't right, folks. This is not right. This should not go down this way. Anyway, let's continue. Links to the story were tagged by Twitter with a warning message. This link has been identified by Twitter or our partners as being potentially harmful. Who are your partners, baby? Are your partners not partisan? Somehow I doubt it. Twitter later attached a new warning to the story. The link you are trying to access has been identified by Twitter or our partners as being potentially spammy or unsafe. Oh, it's very spammy. Because, New York Post, listen, I've been living in the New York area for a long time. New York Post does have it's a right-wing rag reputation for a very long time. And you know what? In some ways, they're correct. But it's an old newspaper, folks. You know who started that paper? Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, that guy. But the only potentially harmful or unsafe impact of the Post story is on Biden campaign, and now on the credibility of Facebook and Twitter. Did Facebook and Twitter impose the same censorship on the New York Times story and presidential Trump's leaked or hacked tax returns 2 weeks ago? Oh, that illegal thing where they got Trump's tax returns. Now, I think Trump should release his tax returns. I don't think that's that big of a deal. It's only the people that don't understand how taxes work that had any real problem with that. Right? But you can influence people who don't understand. They're like, he paid $750 in tax. I paid $3,000. Yeah. How much did he pay in taxes all those other years? Let's only cherry pick the ones that make him look bad because we want to get rid of them, which is what all this is about. Did they ever fact check the Times? The Washington Post debunked Russia collusion tall tales? Yeah, exactly what I was saying before. All that Russian collusion garbage, which, by the way, they're trying to pull into this again, that this is some sort of collusion. Did they interfere with BuzzFeed spreading the Steele dossier? Tissues of lies. Nope. Big tech only suppresses information that reflects badly on the Biden campaign. The emails and photographs we have published speak for themselves. They come from hard drive of Hunter's laptop computer, legally obtained by the Post after he abandoned it at a Mac computer repair shop in Delaware. So here's where I think they may have a point. Being that it's in Delaware, it may have been Hunter. Maybe this was some other op. Maybe someone else did drop that laptop off. I have no idea. Someone that has the troubles that Hunter has, they tend to be very unstable. People do some crazy stuff, or maybe they forget. Who knows? But wow, that was a big mistake, Hunter. That was a really big mistake. They tell an alarming story of Biden family grift in Eastern Europe and China, including in Ukraine during the time Joe was vice president in charge of America's interests there. The emails were published. The emails we published fly in the face of Joe's claims that he knew nothing about his son's lucrative foreign business dealings. To the contrary, they show a connection between Joe and Burisma, the corrupt Ukrainian energy company that was paying Hunter, a chronic drug user with no relevant experience, as much as $83,000 a month for no discernible reason other than for political influence with his father. This is the crux of it, my friends. What did Joe Biden have to offer Burisma except for influence? He all but admitted it. Actually, he did admit it. He was interviewed and he was asked, well, why do you think you were hired? Do you think it has to do with your father? Well, yeah, it does. It does. It has to do with my father. Okay? That is why he got that position. That's why he made this money. Now, was that Joe Biden's doing? I don't think it's Joe Biden's doing on its own. However, it is Hunter selling access to his father. And then the emails show that that access was granted. It's a transaction, folks. It's a transaction. This is dirty. All right, let's move on. So today, there was another drop. Emails reveal how Hunter Biden tried to cash in big on behalf of family with Chinese firm. Hunter Biden persuaded lucrative deals involving China's largest private energy company, including one that said would be interesting for me and my family. Oh yeah, I bet it would be really interesting. One email sent to Biden on May 13, 2017 with the subject line, expectations, included details of remuneration packages for 6 people involved in an unspecified business venture. Biden was identified as chair, vice chair, depending on agreement with CEFC, and apparent reference to former Shanghai-based conglomerate CEFC China Energy Incorporated. Hey, if you don't know much about energy in Ukraine, why not put your lack of knowledge, for interest of China? Access. His pay was pegged at $850, and the emails also noted that Hunter has some office expectations. He will elaborate. In addition, the email outlined a provisional agreement under which 80% of the equity or shares in the new company would be split equally among 4 people whose initials corresponded to the sender and 3 recipients, with H apparently referring to Biden. So here's from the actual email. As I had already alluded to, we have discussed and agreed the following remuneration packages. Chair, vice chair, depending on agreement with CEFC, Hunter. Hey, chair, vice chair, it's still $850. Sony, CEO Tony, $850. James, EEIG, International Consultancy Agreement, Business Development, James, access to daddy. $500,000. Rob, $500,000. Jim, unknown. Sunon, under EEIG agreement, $72,000. Hunter has some office expectations. He will elaborate. James needs to travel $1,500K a month. Yeah, going to China, $15,000K a month, that's not much. At the moment, especially since you got to go first class, right? At the moment, there's provisional agreement that the equity will be distributed as follows. 20 H, 20 RW, 20 JG, 20 TB, 10 Jim, 10 held by H for the big guy. For the big guy. Who's the big guy? We know the big guy in these is suspected to be Joe Biden. So did Joe Biden get 10K? Was he part of this? Guess you got to pay for those mansions somehow, right? Where you shoot the shotgun up in the air. Oh, let me tell you. Yeah, because it's a big land. There's a lot of reverberation. The deal also listed 10 Jim, 10 held by H for the big guy. Neither Jim nor the big guy was identified further. The email's author, James Giller of international consulting firm J2CR, also noted, I am happy to raise any details with Zhang if there is shortfalls. The email contained a trove of data that the owner of a computer repair shop in Delaware said was recovered from a MacBook Pro laptop that was dropped off in April 2019 and never retrieved. Computer was seized by the FBI, and a copy of its contents made by the shop owner shared with the Post this week by former Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, there's the real dirty guy here, right? Rudy Giuliani, the guy that's been seeking truth for a while, has been talking about this with the Ukrainian. He was really vilified during the Ukrainian impeachment trials that happened. This is when they tried to really like nail him down as a bad guy during that whole thing. He was like, oh yeah, they were doing these shady deals with Rudy Giuliani. Forget about the real shady stuff going on with the guy they were looking at. It's that he actually was looking into it that's dirty. Aren't you disgusted? I'm really disgusted with this. So anyway, let's look at more repression, because now this is from today. Sohrab Armani. Amari. I apologize. This is what I, an editor at America's oldest continuously published newspaper, founded by Alexander Hamilton, get when I try to post our follow-up story on Hunter's financial shenanigans with the Chinese regime. So when he tried to post today, tweet not sent. Your tweet couldn't be sent because this link has been identified by Twitter or our partners as being potentially harmful. Ooh, you might hurt Joe Biden. This is our help center to learn more. I mean, this is just straight up repression. How can you repress this stuff? How are they getting away with it? So this is Jack from last night. So Jack, as a reply, I guess he's CEO. I'm not quite sure what his position is at Twitter, but Twitter is his baby. Our communication around our actions on the New York Post article was not great, and blocking URLs sharing via tweet or DM with zero context as to why we're blocking, unacceptable. But we're still going to be blocking them, as they showed today. What a bunch of crap. So where are some of our bigger people today? Let's look at their pages. So here's CNN. What's on their front page? Trump argues pandemic is over to avoid accountability. Oh, that's what we have to focus on. Analysis. Why Pete Buttigieg Fox News appearances keep going viral? Oh, that's so important. Kamala Harris travel halted after 2 campaign orbit tests positive for COVID-19. Oh, Notre Dame calendars show more events not listed on Barrett Center paperwork. Oh yeah, because Amy Coney Barrett must have some real dirty stuff in her past. But where's the Joe Biden stuff? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it's not really there, is it? If it is, it might be buried. I didn't really bother trying to find where it is. Maybe it's this. Fox News portrayed it as one of the biggest scandals in U.S. history. Then it fell apart. What are we talking about? Why is it so small? What about the New York Times? Reports of private White House virus briefings fueled early stock sell-off. Europe, which thought it had the virus tamed, faces a resurgence. Right. We're not going to get into virus today. U.S. viruses climb toward a third peak. Will we choose the right side of history? Yes, let's go for corrupt people. That's the right side of history as far as they're concerned. Never mind all the corruption. Just Orange Man is bad. Let kids have Halloween. Now this one is probably close to the reality. Can big tech prevent meddling in the 2020 election? Can big tech are heroes? Yeah, can big tech, like screwed, like real stuff, suppress it and try to make you dumb? What about the Washington Post? Committee to vote next week on Barrett's Supreme Court nomination. Hey, listen, that's important. The whole Barrett thing, that actually is an important story. It's one of the 2 big stories. But they want to claim that this other thing isn't real. Harris paused travel plans after 2 people involved in campaign test positive for virus. Video shows consecutive activists behind closed door. Our organization is going to be harvesting ballots. 3 weeks before Election Day, Trump allies go after Hunter Biden, Joe Biden. That's right. They do have it. But it's allies go after Hunter and Joe Biden. It's not that it's real. It's that it's allies doing it. It's not that there's anything really wrong, which there is. These people are corrupt. At the beginning with Trump saying like, fake news, I didn't like it. I thought that was the worst possible thing that somebody could be doing. But the more time has gone on, the more I realize this is real. It is fake news. It is fake. It is completely dishonest not to look at this stuff. What is wrong with them? There's no honesty. None. Lies of omission are still lies, folks. Our old famous Drudge Report, who I don't know what the hell happened to Drudge, honestly, except I'm not sure if he's doing editorial or not. But where is it? Where is it? Why are Trump headed for trouble? 15 million already voted. Record turnout alarms. Republicans. Oh, it's all bad stuff for Trump. Where's, Trump presses Pompeo bar for dirt to use against Biden. That's all it is. Yeah, it's not Trump. I mean, it is Trump. It's not Biden. That he actually did stuff, which he did. Apparently, allegedly. So where are we going here? This is Business Insider. An explosive New York Post story that sent Trump world into a frenzy is riddled with holes and red flags. I do agree that the source of the emails, that is a potential problem with all this. But doesn't stand alone. There's other stuff. There's other stuff Giuliani has found, who we had to demonize. It's such a classic strategy. If you cannot like get rid of the story, you go after those that create the story. You go after those that discovered the stuff. Right? You go after process. I don't even want to get into this. Fox News. Okay. They have it right there on the front page. Who else? Daily Mail. Daily Mail. Here's their front page. They have it there. Second batch of smoking gun emails reveal Hunter Biden's negotiations with disappeared Chinese energy company chairman for a $30 million consultancy fee for introductions alone. I don't know, folks. This seems dirty to me. Let's see where this heads. All right. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to please share. Share this video. Got to get us moving, baby.